Paying respect to the lives that were stolen, marking 1 year to the day since alleged serial killer Bruce McArthur was arrested. A bagpipe player performs a lament, an expression of grief and sorrow, outside of 54 Mallory Crescent, where the bodies of 8 men were unearthed. Now, no one, not even Toronto police, could have imagined what was to come the day they arrested Bruce McArthur on January 18th, 2018. The discoveries here that were made at this Leaside home in the days to follow shook even the most seasoned homicide detectives, and it also confirmed the worst fears for family members and a whole community. It has been a tragic year, though through the pain there have been some steps taken to try and ensure something like this never happens again.
This morning at approximately 10:25 a.m., police arrested 66-year-old Bruce McArthur.
Could you give us a number exactly how many officers are involved in this?
From start to finish, hundreds.
It's an investigation that quickly escalated to, quote, unprecedented levels.
Bruce McArthur is now charged with and alleged to have committed 8 murders.
Though our investigation into missing persons in Toronto's Church and Wellesley Village goes back years.
It's hard to sleep. You know, you wake up in the morning, you think about him. I think about him all day. I go to bed, I think about him, where he is.
Through the year, we spoke to people who claimed to have close encounters with Bruce McArthur.
One to hook up with other gentlemen was extremely obvious.
And those who knew him personally.
It's been a serious crime. Bruce McArthur's been arrested. Get out.
The tragedy has at times brought out the best in our city.
Did it ever cause you to pause and be like, you know, could our friends be involved in this?
Never ever thought that at all. That's an interesting question.
And unspeakable heartache.
It's hard to realize that the youngest of the family is the first to go.
The investigation shined a light on the divide between Toronto's LGBTQ community and police. The tragedy has also brought them closer together. There's never any silver lining when we lose one life, let alone 8 lives, though some of the steps that have been taken in the last year have been critical.
Those 8 lives haven't been lost in vain. You know, their names and their experiences will live on as these programs develop.
Haran Vijayanathan has been instrumental in setting up a safe program where people can email in if they're going out on a date with someone they don't know, and Toronto police are also a part of it. Today also marked the first meeting of the Independent Review of Missing Persons, and a missing persons unit has been launched by Toronto Police. All of these initiatives are at least in part because of the Bruce McArthur investigation.
We've revamped some of our procedures, but it's definitely a work in progress.
Lead investigator Hank Nsinga believes the missing persons cases should also cause Toronto and Canada as a whole to pause and reflect.
What problems do we have and how do we address those problems? Why in 2018 and 2019 people are still in the closet and they're afraid to come out?
Victim Dean Lissawick, who was on and off the streets and worked as a sex trade worker, was never reported missing, and some of the other victims of South Asian or Arabic descent, they led double lives in part because of the stigma attached to their sexual orientation. Now, the homeowners here on Mallory Crescent, Karen Fraser, Ron Smith, they chose not to speak to the media today, though they did organize the bagpipe performance you saw earlier in our story tonight. Their thoughts, as they are each and every day, are with the victims and their families.